Hello, hello. It's your boy, Coyote. I should really work on a decent greeting. um, what did I say last time? Um, Coyote's here? No, that wasn't it. Like, Coyote here. There you go. Yeah, Coyote here. So, that helps. Anyway, we're doing something a little different today. I've been streaming Marvel Rivals nonstop for the past few days. So we're gonna do something a little easier, and we're gonna do one of the projects that's currently on the top of my list. So we'll be doing a crochet stream today. So we're gonna be making a basket. So I'm using. Wait here. I guess I should show you guys the yarn I use. It's in the drawer because I don't have a yarn vase. But here, it's um purple, not violet. Violet's the lighter one. So this is purple. So we're gonna be making a little coin pouch. Someone, I don't want to say commission because I'm not getting paid, but someone asked me to make a coin pouch. So we're gonna be starting from the middle, going out. So we're gonna make the circle first, then we're gonna make the wall. So we're gonna be starting right from the middle, and for that, so that you can have all of your stitches in in that orientation, kind of like flowering out, you need to make what we call a magic circle. This is a magic circle. Look at that. Fancy. It lets us crochet in a round. So I'll be using a half double crochet. And there is no way in heck I am going to be finishing this live on stream. So this is more of a, well, not endurance either, because I don't plan to stream that long, like maybe a couple of hours. So I'm not going to finish it on stream, but I want you guys to see how the process goes. So that's already 2 half doubles. So we have to make 10 because the person who asked me for this specifically requested how many was that? They specifically requested 40 as a circumference, meaning 40 stitches. So that's kind of like 40 times 4 millimeters. So that's like 160 millimeters, probably. 1, 2, 3. Just need to make 10. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's really long. Oh, that's really long. Oh, okay. We're gonna start from scratch again because I don't like leaving. You should leave long tails. Do as I say and not as I do. I am broke, and being broke means you gotta find ways to stretch out your yarn. So we did the magic circle again, but a lot smaller. Usually tutorials will show them, the people teaching, wrapping the yarn around all 4 fingers, and that's fine because you do need long tails. But I personally make it a personal mission to not use up such long tails because yarn is expensive and I am broke as a joke. Okay, so this is 2. Now we're gonna go to 3. Okay, we're doing good. Then 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Okay, we're doing 5. It's really hard to see how they start out because you're technically only holding a slip knot. So the start of my projects are usually very small. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. All right, last 4. 7. 8. Last 2. Give me a sec. Just gotta pull out some more yarn. And yeah, usually I take out my keyboard when I do this, but if I have to do that all the time, that's gonna be a little bit of a hassle. 9. And last stitch for the round. And 10. There, that's our base. 10 stitches. So now we pull the tail. You pull this tail because it'll close up the aperture. A little yarn on my fingers. So you see a little hole. After we connect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. After we connect this circle, after we close it off, and this is the problem with size 4 yarn. My fingers are too fat. Uh, okay. Sorry, I had to take that out of view because I had to look at it. There you go. So we joined both ends together, and now look, we have a little circle. Now, this is the time where we pull the loose yarn. So the aperture in the middle, or the loop of the magic loop, will close, giving us a nice flush circle. There you go. Nice and close. Like, there you go. Nice and close. Nice and closed, rather. So now we need to do increases. Increases just mean you're increasing. You can increase in other shapes like crocheting in a flat and all that, but the best one is still the best one is still hey the best one is still wait, what was I even getting at? Oh my god, I can't even remember what I was talking about. Lord, kill me. Where's my okay, we're good. Just give me a second. Okay, so now it's nice and closed. So now you can actually increase in all sorts of shapes, like doing it in a flat, doing it in a round. It's a totally normal thing to increase and decrease, especially in crochet, because we mostly use those shape. Crochet is well, not better suited, but it's more straightforward when you wanna learn how to form shapes. Knitting is a little less straightforward when it comes to shape manipulation. That's why I choose crochet over knitting most of the time, because I do like to change some of my designs on the fly, and that kind of spontaneosity is not very pronounced. There you go. It's not very pronounced in knitting. So we did 2 in 1. So for this increase, we're just putting 2 stitches in every 1 stitch. So we started with 10, 2 each. We're gonna end up with 20. So this is 4. 1, 2, 3. Wait, give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is 4. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, sorry. 14. Ugh, it's really hard to keep it under the camera. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay. 16, 17, 18, 19, and this is 20? 20. Wait, no. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay, so we're at 18 plus 2. So this is the last stitch with the last 2 stitches going in it. 19 and 20. Yeah, it's a little confusing when you say the word stitches in crochet because it can pertain to the foundation where you're going to be putting a new stitch, or it can literally mean a new stitch that you're making on the spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to you don't have to listen to me counting 1 to 4 all the time. It's just how I identify the end of the circle. You see this little gap here? We're going to be closing that gap by doing another slip stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy. Come on. There you go. So it's actually just going to be, oh, did I? No, actually, I got out scot-free. Okay, that was good that I made that mistake because I actually left a couple of strands back there that are supposed to be a part of the stitch. It's a little complicated, but the more we dabble into this, the more familiar you guys are going to be with crochet analogies. Well, not crochet terminologies, not analogies. We're not replacing this with anything. And I like to wear long sleeves while I crochet only because the warmth in my wrist helps keep them elastic. I'm not old or anything. My wrists don't have problems, but you know that whole creaky feeling where your joints suddenly start popping a lot? Yeah, I am not a fan of that. That's why I still go back to my I still go back to wearing long sleeves every now and then. I hope Twitch is alright, man. For some reason, the bandwidth is choking again. But just for Twitch, for some reason, not YouTube. YouTube is like decent right now. Oh man. Do you guys like the new overlay too? I spent the entirety of the day trying to fix up a decent looking overlay because I want to see your chats while I play and not, have to open 3 different windows. It's a little tiring. It's a little tiring. I hope to stream more regularly now. Well, to be honest, I'm actually going to be even more irregular than before because I have obligations to both my hobbies, which is this, and keeping myself alive through, you guessed it, gerbs. Come on. Okay, we're good. I feel like I should have removed this weird looking pink yarn, but it came with my yarn and I paid for it, so I'm going to be using all the fibers. I already pulled out a few yesterday that were, because this is actually a 100% acrylic blend, and I am not the biggest fan of acrylic, only because it's usually very rough. My favorite blend is a 60-40 or 80-20 blend, but the larger percentage should always be cotton, natural fibers. Kyoto, for one, prefers um, all natural fibers, but I certainly prefer a little acrylic blend in there, but never use predominantly acrylic or 100% acrylic, especially if you're going to be putting it in a washing machine, because it's still a kind of plastic, and plastics can melt, and that's not good. So, oh, sorry, I had to put one more. Wait, I didn't even count because I was talking, but like, okay, let's count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay. Okay, we're still on par. So this is the third row, and it came out with 30 stitches. All right. We're still on track. Rounds are one of the few styles where I can actually engage with people while crocheting, because rounds are, they give you not visual clues per se, but it's very easy to distinguish without having to pay 100% attention, only because you get visual clues in tandem with everything else, you know? So this is 30. This is actually going to be our last increase, because the person who asked for this only wants a round of 40 before I start building the walls up. So the foundation itself was fairly simple to, yeah, I'm just pulling out some yarn ahead of time so I don't have to think about it. But also, you guys are going to see that, oh, there, what the heck is this? The yarn, it stopped. I was so upset when I found out. I really, really don't like, I really don't like um having to continue broken yarn. But that's why a lot of people say when you get your new skins or cakes of yarn, you have to reskin them forward to back. There's no like technique about it, but most people use the yarn rollers, and they mostly do it just so they can check the condition of their yarn. Like, I was lucky enough to spot this little problem very early on. Like, it was on the outside of the cake, so it's something I could have seen and noticed right away. But sometimes the break is inside the cake, and unless you were really paying attention, like, unless, I don't know, there's really no way to tell unless you unyarn your yarn, you unball the yarn. That's why some people, when they get their new cakes or skeins of yarn, they opt to reball them using yarn ballers, which you can actually buy online for like what, 200 pesos? That's like what, $4? It's helpful to know ahead of time the condition of your yarn, especially if you want to feel extra invested, or if you like plan to use certain designs, because having to continue broken yarn actually increases the size of the stitch ever so slightly. Like, it's actually kind of noticeable when you put it against the backdrop of everything else. Um, I have a reference picture. It's the one that I posted, my tablet sleeve, that had broken yarn in it. And I'm sure you guys would be able to spot where the broken yarn was. That's the thing. It alters the appearance ever so slightly. And while for personal projects, it's fine, or projects I'm just giving away, that's no problem. The real problem comes when, it's a commission project and you want everything to look great. Like, granted, a lot of people aren't so fussy about how crochet and knitting appears, because the handmade aspect kind of not excuses it per se, but having a handmade aspect to it. Imperfections are common, but as much as possible, you do want to reduce the amount of imperfections. And I see that Eggy and Marshmallow are online, and I want to join their call. But the I did not set up the sounds for it. Wait, let's. Ooh, they are in one of the chats that I like, but Discord. Oh, there is Discord audio. All right, wait. I'm just gonna explore. What's my mic? -6. And then music players 45. Game audio is 35. Yeah, I can put Discord at 35. Anyway, let's continue this while I mull over whether or not I will join their call, because they're in the private chat, so no one else is gonna drop by. It's just Eggy and Marshmallow in there. Okay, so we're doing great. Okay, so we are in the last 8 stitches, I think. I don't know. I can't exactly measure it, but I do count. Kinda count, I suppose. Like, you learn how to tell everything from a glance. It's called reading your work, and it's one of the skills that I have not perfected, but it is critical to being able to do yarn work properly. So learn how to read your work, fellas. It's a lifesaver, and I'm not even exaggerating. All right. So this side that's facing us, I like how it looks from the outside. So we're keeping this as our outside, um not stitch. We're keeping this as the outer side. So we want to make the new row exactly 40, like this outer row, and we're going to build on it until it becomes a wall. But we're going to try to ensure a 90-degree turn, like an actual wall, by, instead of going underneath both, like here, I will, like there, you see that there are 2 loops on my hook. They're just forming a letter V. We're only going to be going in this upper portion, the upper part of the V, so we can try to force a 90-degree turn. So give me a second. Just gotta slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. Just gotta slip stitch into this. Okay, there we go. There you go. So we completed the circle. This is 40 stitches, I think. I wasn't counting. I probably should, though. Okay, so it's unavoidable that you'll still use the top and bottom chevrons for the very first stitch, only because your come on, get out. Only because your chain stitch that gives it some height is also underneath both chevrons, so it's unavoidable. So 1, and then we're gonna be doing top chevrons only. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. because if I don't keep saying it, I'll forget. 13, 14, 15, oh, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There, so we've done half. There, you see that little line underneath the stitch? That designates the bottom. So it's kind of like the rim of a cup. You know, the bottom rim of a cup, not the top rim, obviously. So 20, a little more. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. 30. Okay. So one more 10. Then we'll be done with the first wall, actually. And actually, it's just going to be, that's how it's going to be the whole time. We're just going to be making rounds of 40 until we reach 30 rows. And it'll be done. It sounds simple enough, but the act in of itself is actually very, not tiring, but it's very time consuming. Sorry about that. Eggy and marshmallow are online, and I kind of want to bother them. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, and 10. There. So we have 40 stitches, and I wasn't even counting. Nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's basically how I count from the last stitch, which is 1. You don't see it very well because I only use the top chevron, but usually that's 1. Then the conjoining is 2. Then the height building chain is 3. Then the first chain I actually stick my hook in is 4 when I want to slip stitch. That's why I always count 1 to 4, because I'm trying to identify the very first stitch in the row so I can join it using a slip stitch. It sounds complicated, but it's more of a habit building thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is the 4th one. My my nails are so long. I need a manicure. Okay, so now that we've established the 90-degree turn, we're going back to both chevrons again. Why is the first stitch always so difficult? Okay, so technically speaking, I don't need to count anymore. But I'll have to count again when I swap yarns because my cake, it deceived me. Is there a way to because I don't want to... I need to see a little... Okay, fine. I'll let you guys see the jersey. Sharks. Sharks. Okay, cool. Now I can finally look at my project and you guys can see it too. It's a little upside downish though, so we're gonna have to find a way to make it less upside downish. Okay, there. Okay, there. That's like the happy median ground. I just need to make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing and I'm not just twiddling my thumbs to burn time and buy a new project. And I'm like, yeah, I made this. I actually did make it. Okay. Okay, wait. Oh. Wait. Can you guys comment on Twitch? I wanna check overlay. Nice. They're gonna comment on the overlay. Okay. 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 Hello, it's Eggy. She's alive. Hello. Yep, it's cozy stream time today because I don't wanna. I've been playing Marvel Rivals for 3 streams in a row. I don't want to do that. Well, I do want to do that, but also I want you guys to like watch me do menial stuff too. Yeah, this was a coin purse that someone asked me to make for them. And since it's not a commission, I'm not trying too hard. But at the same time, you got to try hard enough that you show your quality of work. Let's see here. The overlay, it works. The chat overlay. Let's go. I can't believe it worked, honestly. I just spent the blocking your comment. What you gonna do about it? Anyway, I was actually like mucho sad today. And when you're sad, you're productive, or at least I am. Okay, wait. So we are just. Oh no, I'm not even gonna finish one row before I need to swap yarn. Okay, fine. At least it's fairly far from. At least it's fairly far from the starting stitch, so it's not gonna cause any problems down the line. There. So it's actually gonna be climbing like this. It's already closing up. Eggy says Twitch is bunk, which is kind of sad. But I already started the stream and I didn't wanna redo the whole thing again. Like technically I can restart the stream. Do you guys think I should? It's gonna encode in the end anyway. The issue is right now it's kind of stuttery. But my other channels of streaming are well and alive and manage this stupid short yarn. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Do as I say and not as I do. Uh, don't try to leave a long. Gosh. Try to leave long threads again. It's just a personal preference that I like to maximize my yarn, and here we go. Okay. I am opening the new. There you go. Okay, so this is how you do it. You guys have been seeing me wrapping around and reaching over this whole time, but instead of completing the stitch, since we don't have any more yarn, you gotta hook the new. You gotta hook the new thread of yarn as soon as possible, and it's not behaving. Give me a second. No. Ah, this is the part that sucks. This is why I don't. Oh no. This is why I don't like. This is why I don't like yarn that splits itself. Like, why would you make it so difficult? Give me a second. Give me a second. We're gonna get back into the comfy groove in a second. It's just, oh man. Okay. Come on. Come on. Uh, Come on. Oh gosh. They're fighting. The ends of my yarn are fighting. They're like, no, he'll crochet me. Come on, work with me here. Okay. All right, we finished the stitch, and it's ugly as heck. But it's gonna get covered by the other stitches, so it's okay. Just let me do this out of sight first, because he's. Just let me do this out of sight first. Oh gosh, it's not behaving. It is not behaving. This is why I don't like joining two ends of yarn. Though that would actually be the easier thing to do, to just tie them together, but you're gonna notice the bump, and I would rather not let the people who accept my work find imperfections. It's a personal preference rooted in, I wouldn't say professionalism, because this isn't my profession, but it's rooted in, oh my gosh. That's like the third failed attempt. Okay, okay. Give me a second. Give me a second. There you go. If only there was a. Is there a tool that doesn't. Is there a tool that does that? Is there a tool that kind of just holds the end for you, like a paper clip? Actually, a paper clip would do wonders. No! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I pulled it wrong. Okay, now it's tangled. Oh, now it's very tangled. Oh my gosh. Come on. Come on, I can save. I can save this. Okay, now we removed like 5 stitches. So we have to redo those. Just give me a second. Come on. Acrylic is so catchy. Like, why? Isn't the whole point of like acrylic or plastic so that there are no, what's the words? There are no imperfections. I am so used to just crocheting on my couch. This is giving me postural problems. Why is the air conditioning So hot. Okay, we are back here in the fateful stitch. And if this fails again, I was gonna say I'm canceling stream. No, 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 let's not cancel stream. Oh my lord. Okay, wait. We're gonna frog this and we're gonna leave it as neutral as possible because I feel like I ended up tightening it too much. So we're just gonna crochet normally, half doubles all around. You know, I honestly think strapping a GoPro to my head would be the better option, or strapping a camera. Oh my god, imagine me strapping like a whole iPhone to my forehead. I would look so dumb. But hey, it would work. It would work. So we're just doing half doubles all the way around again. Sorry, I keep moving it out of sight for you guys, but that's only because I'm used to crocheting right up to my face. So it's either I get a big screen with like really good scaling, or I learn how to crochet for you guys with my work a million miles away from my face. Granted, I've been practicing how to do it a million miles away from my face, but like, it's a slow process. Granted, I've only been crocheting for like since the pandemic, so it's like 5-ish years. So, what should be, technically speaking, what people learn over lifetimes, I am still not quite there yet on my part. I'm just a guy, you know. I'm not gonna meme it and say I'm a chill guy. I am a chill guy, but we all know who chill guy is, and we all know that you don't wanna beat a dead meme. Okay, wait. This is the last one before it becomes difficult. Okay, okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good. We didn't do good. It ended up getting out again. Oh, we did do good. Oh my god. I scuffed myself. Okay. Okay. Back. We're back. We're back. We are so back, homies. So Long Boy over there in the back will help us out. I managed to reclaim a little more yarn so that the tail wasn't so short. That was the problem. The tail was so short. Uh, okay. So that's one, and that's two. Okay. Okay, nice. We have everything. Finally, back to our regularly scheduled program. There you go. One. And after this, we're gonna go back to counting because I gotta make sure that all 40 stitches are preserved, especially the one where we changed yarns. Technically changed yarns, but we just continued the broken piece, so it's not super, it's not an exact science, but then again, if it were an exact science, I wouldn't be here. If it were an exact science, I wouldn't be here because oh boy, do I really want to expose myself to that? Like here, you guys can tell that these last 3 stitches are kind of fatter than the rest because they have extra yarn inside them. Well, not inside, but they have extra yarn underneath them because we're trying to yarn in, which is the act of sticking the loose ends of yarn underneath some stitches so as to hide them. So we're trying to do that, but they don't seem to want to follow. Oh, there. There you go. I pulled it just to give it a little extra stretch, and it disappeared under the stitches. So that's good. And then just forgive me for having to count in your ear again. But I'll have to count in your ear again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That wasn't the counting I was talking about. We're going to be counting 1 to 40 again because I need 40 stitches. So it kind of sounds like wood, but I measure, especially for these, which have like rounds in the bottom. I measure them like pieces of wood. So this is 40 because it's 40 stitches, 40 by 30 because it's going to be 30 rows. So when I say something like 100 by 120, that's like 100 rounds and 120 walls. Because most of the time when I crochet, they're 3D shapes now. They're not very flat. I actually can't remember the last time I crocheted flat. I think I do remember crocheting a sleeve though. Yeah, a sleeve for someone else is back there. I might actually continue that on stream too. I'm like halfway done with it. Okay, anyway, so back to counting. So that's uh, why are you outside? Wait, I'm using the hook to pull the yarn inside because you won't be able to see it from the inside. Versus if it were on the outside, then oh boy, everyone would see it. It's not that big of a deal, especially since it's the same color as the rest of the project. It won't be super seen, but I'll see it, and that's gonna bother me. Okay, so come on, buddy boy. 1. Oh, nope, I missed a strand. Okay, we're doing that again. Come on, come on, come on. 1. Okay, no, that's just fluff. That wasn't. I didn't do the mistake. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. We're back in a rhythm. We're back in a rhythm. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so that's 20. That's supposed to be half of it. Just give me a second. It's actually turning out pretty well. Just give me a second. I want to pull out some more preparation yarn. Uh, okay, so that's 20. So it should end with 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think this is it. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. There you go. So we're 40 stitches. I didn't drop any. That's good. That's good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4. This kind of lo-fi music also sets a very pleasant cadence for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, cadence is walking, but it's also like the rhythm of walking. So it sets a good rhythm for me. Ooh, I hope she's sure she wanted 40. I offered a 30 just to be extra sure, but she said she wanted 40 and I was gonna be kinda big. But whoever commissioned this wanted it for their shades. And that's fine. But they also wanted a rather big size. So that's not a problem, but it won't be flush for shades because shades are one of the few things that benefit from smaller containers because then they absorb all the shock, they hold weight a little better, I guess. I don't know, man, physics. I'm in medicine, not physics. Right. We'll be counting one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we're half 20. Do I still have yarn on my lap? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Oh, my back. 26. 27, 28, 29, 30, 30. 10 more. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Nice. So we're keeping all 40. Nice. So 1, 2, 1, 2. What the? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The harder part about crocheting with darker colors, though, is the darker colors do look nice because the shape of the stitches pop when you do see them. But oh boy, it's a whole thing when it's dark and it's hard to see the separate strands. So that's not great. Oh, I was wondering why there was a chat that didn't show up on the overlay. It's one of those sellers, which is, I mean, it's not bad, but I am making a coin purse for someone. They wanted it in the shape of a shades case. So when they saw that I had one of my own cases, they were like, "I want something like that, but smaller." Hey, Ramen, good to see you again, homeboy. But yeah, it's a crochet stream now. And look, I fixed my overlay. That's you. My ear is pointing to it. That's you. Wait, no, that's you. You're on stream. But yeah, we are making a coin purse for someone, and they wanted it like kind of tall, which is a little weird because I know coin purses are supposed to be kind of squat. But hey, who am I to question what people want? And they said this can kind of count as a birthday gift, so I am not gonna take that lying down. I will take the free offer, especially since yarn is significantly cheaper than other gifts, especially since one cake can go for like 3 or 4 gifts. So imagine a gift worth only like 200 pesos. That's like what? $5, $4. But yeah, we're a very chill stream today. And I noticed my crochet streams are by and large my longer streams because I try to complete as much of the project as possible on a camera or on cam or on stream because you guys won't get it if I suddenly stop. We are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are, what is 5 of 30? We're 1/6 the way there. Whoever asked for this wanted it to be 30 stitches tall, 30 walls tall. So it's actually not that difficult to manage all of that so quickly. What sucks is what you guys saw me struggling with like half an hour ago. Switching yarns, that stuff, that one takes all of the time in the world because you got to make sure that you set it right the first time because if not, that's gonna end up kind of butt ugly. But yeah, I pulled out a lot of extra yarn just so I can keep this one singular motion for as long as possible. This is row 5 of 30. So once we hit 30, that's actually going to be tall enough. And I'm wondering what drawstring color I should put. This is, I like to call this takodachi purple because, come on, the tacos, they look like this. I have, because Kyoto was actually the one who introduced me to that new store near us that does sell yarn. And it's a whole floor of just yarn and other crafts. It's great. And the best part, they accept cashless payment because who carries cash nowadays? Yeah, we're doing pretty okay. I also really like this lo-fi kind of jazz. Helps to scratch that itch in your brain? 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. It's a very chill stream today, only because I think my laptop needs a little break from streaming Marvel Rivals for days at a time. So this is row number 6. So now we're 1/5 away. Oh boy, math. Well, since the swapping of the yarn came relatively early in the project, it's not super noticeable. Whereas if it were somewhere in the middle or near the end, that's actually when you notice it the most because it stands out against the uniformity. But here, since the uniformity was not yet super established, it's not better, but it's more concealable. Oh, I'm thinking of what I should eat after the stream already. I want something sweet, something like ice cream. But I also need protein. Protein. This is huge. Dun, 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 dun. If it's just this motion over and over again, then it doesn't need to be so flush to my face. But it does help that there's a... I don't have a ring light, so I'm using the next best thing. A YouTube video of a pure white screen, 24 hours. it it helps to illuminate my table. So, that's good. And doing it like this on my elbows is taking some strain off my postural muscles because my posture is so bad, it made my back hurt a little just now. Oh boy, when it hurt, I was like, oh boy, am I gonna stop the stream over this? Is this because my posture and my personal health are so garbage? They are, but I'm not gonna stop the stream because of that. I'm used to having my elbows flare out quite a lot when I crochet because the movement comes from my wrists and my elbows. Very little motion actually comes from my fingers. I think my fingers solely clasp on to the yarn hooks. And I still find it very amusing that knitters who use needles call crocheters who use hooks hookers. Kyoto told me about that. She was like, so you're a hooker? And I'm like, it's true. I am a hooker. Make it stop. Kyoto is actually really good with knitting. Like, she's been knitting around twice as long as I've been. No, even longer. She hasn't been doing it for 10 years. She's been doing it since she was like, ages already. That's like at least 15 years. She's at least thrice as experienced when it comes to yarn crafting than I am. That's why if I have questions about yarn, even if it's a totally different practice, I still ask Kyoto versus having a guess for myself because she's very knowledgeable with yarn. And she actually was the one who helped me get into crochet by giving me a bunch of scrap yarn she wasn't gonna use. And she was like, just use this. And the rest is history. Well, no, that sounds very ominous. The rest is just me practicing in my room during the pandemic. Oh, gosh. Can you guys believe we had a whole pandemic? Like, why? How? How could we let this happen? I am going through yarn. I think, like, in my dream house, all of my desks would have dedicated yarn closets, or like the yarn can peek. Ugh, sorry. I burp into my shirt because I don't want to burp and let that stuff get into my laptop or my monitor. Like, it won't. But we're extra sure now, aren't we? But yeah, I am. I want a lot of my drawers to have like dedicated yarn holsters, wherein no matter how much you pull and unfurl the yarn, it's not gonna roll around everywhere. Ugh, man. I know Kyoto knows a potter, a pottery person, someone who makes pottery, so a potter. And she's gonna ask for a yarn bowl. Most yarn bowls here in the Philippines are made of wood, and that's not exactly a bad thing. But after you hit a certain size of yarn, you start to pull the bowl with the yarn instead of just the bowl standing still and letting the yarn tumble around inside while you pull for more yarn. I think anything bigger than this size, this is a size 4 or a medium yarn, anything bigger than a 4 would not fit or would not benefit from a wooden yarn bowl. You need ceramic at that point, or earthenware. And my favorite size to use is actually one number above this, number 5. We call that chunky yarn. That's mainly because my fingers are really fat and holding anything too thin annoys me. So I use thick boy yarn to accommodate my chubby man fingers. This song is. Now I know why I listen to this song quite. Oh, I felt a loose fiber somewhere. Eh, can't find it. I can feel it though. I can feel it. It's between I'm actually holding it right now. It's just you can't see it. So it's kind of, well, not counterproductive, but if out of sight, out of mind kind of vibes. Oh boy, how many rows have we done now? Am I actually going to finish this on stream? I probably won't. What's the word? I probably won't input the thingy, the drawstring on stream. But if we have time and I finish this in an ungodly speed somehow, then yeah, I might put it. But I'll try to finish this at least, because this is already the general shape. We're just making it taller and taller because whoever commissioned it wanted it to be around the same shape as a shades case. That's why she gave me these dimensions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. A shades case. So I have to build it a certain way. The person who asked me to make this actually saw my own case, because I actually have a bigger version of this that I haven't shown you guys or I haven't posted yet. It's brown, but it's 70 by 50, meaning it's almost double the size of this because this is 40. So mine is 70, a little bigger and a lot taller because this is only going to be 30 walls high, while my own case was around 50 walls high. So there's a market size difference. And while I made that pouch to carry mostly electronic chargers and cables, like the non-fun stuff, um, this person wanted it specifically for either her shades or her coins because she already has a shades case. So I don't know why she'd ask for another one. Maybe like as an inner sleeve or something. Maybe, but this is also very rigid for what it's worth because I use the it's on the sleeve and it usually tells you the recommended size of hooks. So the smallest recommended was 4.5 millimeters. So this is half a millimeter smaller than the rest. Well, it's half a millimeter smaller than the smallest appropriate size. But a lot of people really size down quite a lot so that it'll change the floppiness or the tightness of your yarn, or at least your final project. Like if you want a case that'll stand up by itself, then make the gap smaller so it's more rigid. But if you want something that can theoretically, fold, pop, do all of those flexible things, you got to use bigger hooks so that the bigger holes serve to give it a little space to move versus something so rigid. A lot of my own stuff is actually rigid, so I know what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. And we're 1/4. We're more than a fourth of the way there, at least, because we only need to do 30 rows. Like, yes, I'm mathing, but also it gives my brain something to do. Because I'll be honest with you, if I just do this, I am going to fall asleep. That's why I always have music in the background. I have my phone vibrating and telling me what to do. Oh, no. Oh, we lost a stitch. Oh, Marshmallow disconnected from supermarket together. Either that or I disconnected. It's a toss-up between one of those two. And I'll actually be heading to Japan sometime soon. So I'll have to stop streaming again. But my favorite color of yarn? I like the darker colors like navy, orange, maroon. The only problem is the darker the yarn, the harder it is to read your work because everything blends together. So I think in terms of working with yarn, my favorite is light blue because it's still a shade of blue. It's still a shade of blue, but it's still light enough that you can see everything. 17. What's that supposed to mean? Are you looking for a fight? Where's Marshmallow? 17. But yeah, so I think my favorite color is around like cyan or sky blue because I can read my work easier. How come Marshmallow's thing isn't showing up on the overlay? I have to check that out and refresh it soon because I see it on my Twitch chat, but I don't see it on the overlay on my video feed. So that's a little concerning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. My nails are so long. I need a mani-pedi. I'll try to get Eggy and Kane to get like a mani-pedi with me. A dog's always gotta look his best. Eggy, do you think Kane will do a manicure pedicure with us? Or maybe Miwa? I need to treat myself to something nice. No, we need to save money though, because we're going out of town. We need money. I just have to sell a couple of kidneys. They don't have to be my kidneys. Okay, this is row number 9, so we're not 1/3. We're a little under 1/3, but we're over 1/4. That's for sure. But when we hit row that way, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Yeah. Marshmaru's favorite color is 17, apparently. Mm, yeah, I just miss crocheting like this. Usually, when I crochet, there's a Marvel movie in the background. It's not the best, but ah, I keep bringing it out of view, and I do need a ring light. It it sounds like a good idea to have a ring light, but also my desk is full, so I have no freaking clue where I would even put said ring light. Speaking of 17, I know someone did a study on how come you can't mimic a crochet, not a crochet, but how come you can't have it mass produced by machines, crochet work. And they found out that along the axis of movement, when it comes to crochet specifically, there are like 17, 18. I know it was a big number, like different actions across different axes. So X, Y, and Z, forward, backward, up and down, left and right, all of that. That's why until now, people have not been able to successfully replicate how crochet works with mass production. Like the most they can do is something similar. It's the thing that in that round hole that you just spin. It's more a form of knitting though, because you're interweaving the yarn together. While in crochet, you're knotting your yarn. So like you're creating knots for them to stand on. Oh my god, it is so difficult to leave it centered because I am used to holding these things up against my face. How can I keep you centered? I think I have to keep it lower like this. Yeah, that's pretty okay. Ugh, I actually made a pair of gloves that I'm gonna bring abroad because I don't like store-bought gloves. I like them having a certain level of compression. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the only thing that I can wear comfortably compressed is yarn. Everything else seems to be kind of. I have a feeling Marshmaru put 17 because they were fixing the prices again in supermarket together. Am I right? Were you guys fixing the prices and you ended up typing on the chat? Uh, it's not coming through. Okay. Why are you misbehaving? Okay, there you go. This is number 10. We are now 1/3 of the way there. Excellent. So we're 1/3 of the way, and it only took us 1.5 hours. So technically speaking, if I stream for 3 hours, I should theoretically be able to complete it. And not gonna lie, 10 minutes of those 1.5 hours were mostly from me trying to swap the ends of the yarns. Because again, if you weren't here earlier, you would have seen that the yarn actually stopped after a certain while, and we had to attach a new one. It's not it's not bad per se, but like it did mess with my pacing quite a lot. There is something definitely wrong with my internet. And people are getting annoyed. It seems. Hmm. Gambate Twitch. Gambate. Fighto. Oh, is the Twitch delay really bad? Oh no. Yeah, there's something up with the bitrate encoding right now for Twitch. Um, is it because it's nighttime? Is that why? Probably. Like, ugh, it's so frustrating. But I might have to restart the whole thing again. But whatever, you know. I mean, what's important now is that my internet is kind of bogus, for lack of a better word. But hey, Ramen, you're on the YouTube one now. Nice. It's significantly better than whatever is going on with Twitch. But that's okay. That's okay. What matters is we are moving this forward, homies. We are moving this forward. We're actually doing great time. Well, I guess I'd be doing great time too if it was only mostly like 40 stitch rows. It's turning out pretty okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't do too much, but what's important is I fixed the overlay. I think that's what I'm most proud of right now, fixing the overlay. Don't mind me, I'm just pulling out some spare yarn, and yeah, I use this is the controller I use for Marvel Rivals. So the PS5 controller isn't the best when it comes to fighting games, but it's some next level stuff when it comes to everything else, like racers, FPSs, third person shooters. So you know, it's not that upsetting. But my forte game is fighting games, so that's a little annoying. But what you gonna do, right? We're pulling it back like this because technically speaking, the yarn being fed into my cake is coming from the bottom of this pile. So we just want to loosen it up and then return it back so that it follows an up to down kind of motion instead of bottom to up. It doesn't make sense now, but just trust me, it would what's the word? It quite a lot. It would mess with the flow quite a lot. Okay, okay, we're good. We're good. I love this music. It is the chillest music ever. Ah, I felt something. Did I pull something? No, I didn't pull anything. Okay, cool. It was just shock. Do you guys like the new overlay? I kind of just made it on the fly. I'm not very good with making my own assets, except for crochet assets. So I wanted to make it kind of simple and kind of on brand, where the colors are very relaxed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. You're just gonna hear me count 1 to 4 20 more times. So, oh, what was that? That was a little. Oh no, I pulled something weird. Yeah, I pulled something a little weird, but we got this. One, two, three, four. Okay. I ended up pulling something else. I just don't know what it was. Okay. So back. So this is row 11. We're officially over one third the way there. Well, technically, we're a bit more because we also have to include the bottom. But ugh, foundation building is usually the easiest part. Well, mm, not exactly the easiest, but it's the most direct and the least amount of trouble, especially if it's in a round. Or I don't know. Maybe I've just been making so many rounds that that seems to be my preferred starting foundation rounds. Well, thank you. I do try very hard to deliver a relaxing atmosphere for people to enjoy. While I, for one, at least when I get back from my trip, I, for one, am gonna, oh boy, have to look for a job. Well, I do have a job, but it's a freelance job, and freelance is no work, no pay. So I need to find a regular employment for the time being because holy moly, this is not an expensive hobby, but it does require a certain sense of it requires a certain sense of investment, especially since laptop, graphics cards, all that good stuff. Adulting does suck. Like what the heck, man? I didn't sign up for this. But what you gonna do, right? Hopefully, I can finish all 30 rows by tonight so I can give this to the commissionee, the the person. So I can give this to them before I leave for my trip because then they'd have to wait an extra couple of weeks and that is technically fine, but the less on my plate the better. So I guess we can add like additional 20 minutes to making the 40 stitch thingy, the 40 stitch foundation. So technically, I only need another hour. Technically, I mean, if you squint real hard. This is some, and it's the kind of song where you can listen to it over and over again, and it won't melt your brain. Because there are some songs that are like really intense and they're really nice to listen to, but if you listen to them more than like 5 times, that's gonna be some real brain rot. Oh no, I did not do something right. Yeah, I saw the layers coming away, so I pulled something wrong. One, two, three, four. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is number 12. Number 12. Ugh, adulting does suck, man. Like, jeez. Why? Like, it's already really difficult. Why are you making it more difficult? I will try to stream a couple more times before I go on my trip. And you guessed it, they're mostly going to be Marvel Rivals. I do love that game so much. It just, like that Anton ego moment where he goes back to being a kid. That was exactly how I felt playing it for the first time. And it gave me 2016 Overwatch vibes. Wait, did Overwatch come out 2016? 2015. 2015 Overwatch vibes, and it was amazing. I remember I actually did. I mean, it's a good game, and it's relevant. I'm not addicted. You are. But yeah, it it was so good, man. Hands down, one of the best moments ever, especially considering I came from Overwatch 2, which kind of just it didn't peter out, but because of the first person viewing, it limited people to playing certain ways if they didn't want to get sick, if they were the type to get sick. That's why Marvel Rivals third person over the shoulder kind of view is actually kind of genius because you're not you're not watching someone, you're not pretending to be someone spinning around really fast. You're watching someone else spin around really fast over their shoulder. It's a very minute difference, but it's enough to stave away motion sickness. It's great, man. It's great. Ah, my headphones are getting stuck. I don't use wireless headphones. I probably should, though. The problem is I don't have a mic, and the mic on my wireless headset is not the best. It's used for the active noise canceling, not actually for conversation. That's the only thing stopping me from using my Audio Technicas because I don't have a decent mic. Maybe Canilus gave me a mic. The problem is when it comes to laptops, the power draw is so inconsistent that I can't use it. So don't worry, Canilus. I will use the mic you gave me, but I'll have to build a PC for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Okay, we're on 12. A little over 1/3 now. And then, okay, I think the next row would be a good row to just count and make sure we're still at 40 because you never know when you might have accidentally dropped a stitch somewhere. And nothing is more annoying than finishing up a work just to realize you dropped a stitch somewhere. Granted, no one would be able to tell unless they also work with yarn, but you would be able to tell. That's my professional pride on the line. This purple, this violet actually comes out very nice. Technically, this is purple. Violet is a lighter version, so this is purple, and it came out. It's really nice, or at least it looks complementary to my skin color. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so this is 4. Nope, we went under a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. You gotta make sure the only thing we're under are the chevrons. There you go. So we're gonna have to count 1 to 40 again, just to make sure everything is in order. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Nice. We're halfway. Well, halfway through with the 20. Okay. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that's 30. 31, 32, oh, 33, 34, 35, 36. Oh, oh, 36, 37, 37. Oh, nope, that's wrong. Oh, how did I learn to crochet? Oh, boredom. It was during the pandemic actually. This is my pandemic hobby. 37. And it's not particularly hard to do, but it requires a certain sense of not a sense, a certain level of investment because you got to buy yarn and you got to buy the hooks. Unless you live somewhere like Japan where they have spaces in places like Yazuyu Yawazuya um Yawazawa or something. Yuzuyawa. There you go. Yuzuyawa. It's like a department store just for crochet. So they actually give you resources so you can practice by yourself before making a big commitment. It's not I learned most of my techniques online actually. A lot of them from YouTube. Like I learned how to do this on YouTube. I learned how to make flowers on YouTube. Like YouTube has everything. If you have base knowledge already, then learning from those tutorials is actually super, super helpful. One, two, three, four. It may be like, how long did it take me before I was confident? One, two, three, four. Maybe like a couple of months. Maybe because I wasn't doing anything with the project, so I didn't care how they turned out. I was just moving my fingers. One, two, three, four. Okay, cool. So this is row 13, and I am not a superstitious guy, but usually on on row 13 I'm most careful because I seem to make the most mistakes on the 13th row of anything. So this is row 13. We got this, homeboys. We got this. We just have to keep the yarn flowing. But yeah, learning how to crochet actually isn't very difficult. It's more of having to keep the practice up because I think my biggest gap in between crocheting was like 3 4 months. I didn't forget my stitches, but the muscle memory was a little rusty where if you see the hooks gliding kind of smoothly now, when I was rusty they would catch on everything, like everything. You learn how to manage your hooks in such a way that they don't attach to anything or they don't grasp anything else except the yarn you want. It's not difficult, but you do need to form a certain level of muscle memory if you wanna make projects without so much like mental taxing, mental power, mind power, brain power. If you don't want that, you gotta learn how to develop a certain level of muscle memory, even for stitches you technically hardly ever use. Like I hardly ever use double crochets, but when I'm making bags for people or beanies, that's the most common one because it gives the most height while saving you a little bit of yarn. So there's a certain level of needing to not master, but you need to learn all of the stitches because if not, you're gonna use a lot of yarn. Like I have made beanies using a single crochet, and let me tell you, that ate through yarn like nobody's business, and it was stiff as heck. The different stitches also correspond to different tightnesses. Single crochet is the tightest, like absolutely zero movement, but it's also the most secure because you have the most yarn packed per square inch. It's a weird thing to think about when you start the practice, but it happens, and this is a little big for shades. Hands for free. It's true, Kane. It's true. I'm showing off my greasy man fingers. Don't worry. This is like only. No, no, no. I can't make that joke. This is free hands, I suppose. You can say that, Kane. You can say that. Wait a minute. If you're online, are you in the. No, you are not with Eggy and Mashmaruo. Oh, yeah. I mean, technically, I could start a crochet business. The only problem is I don't know how to price my stuff. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, the materials plus the amount of time. And that's true. But also, if I have to think of a way to math up the value of my projects, that's some more brain power that I don't wanna contend with at the moment. Like, look at me. Do I look like someone who brains a lot? That's a trick question. You should say yes. I do brain quite a lot. I have the biggest brain. My brain is super used. One, one, two, three, four. Like, look at him thinking. Look at all the smoke coming out of his ears. He's thinking. Da, da, da. This kind of music is like super chill. And this is like my third time where Twitch was acting up quite a bit. So I need to accommodate that too. Maybe it's the fact that I was doing something else before I was streaming because I usually have to restart my laptop one way or another. So yeah, lesson learned. Right before the stream, restart. But I did that last time too, my midnight stream, and that still messed up a little bit. I think it's I don't want to say it's something on Twitch's end, but on my end, I was kind of doing everything right, and YouTube seems to be behaving. So it's a little beyond me why it's acting this way. And I ran out of slack yarn. No. Oh, I'm so lazy. I don't want to do the process. I don't want to pull back then pull in. Like, dude, come on. Don't make me do that. I can actually not think about the rows for a good long while because I think I'm still like 20 behind. Or no, I'm a little under 20 behind, but I'm still behind by a lot. So maybe I won't count my stitches just yet. I'll just get there when it starts getting precariously tall. Okay, I've decided. I'm gonna be using silver yarn. Oh, does Twitch act up all the time? I the few times I've been streaming there, like the last couple of years, it it wasn't super problematic, but this year it seems to be that way, and I don't know if that's my internet or Twitch. But if you guys say it's Twitch, I'll be inclined to believe you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whoa, we're halfway. Huh. It didn't even register to me. At 25, I will count my stitches again just to make sure we're staying at 40. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, is something wrong with... Oh, nope, it's back. Something happened to YouTube for like a split second, but it's all good. It's all good. At least I hope it is, because it does say that there is an error. So I hope you guys are still watching this. There is something... No, well, I do know that they are not... It's not that they're hostile, but they tend to target VTubers and their models when it comes to these kind of things. It's not the best, but also it's pretty bad. Like I've seen quite a few people on Twitter or X complaining about how YouTube is treating them. Oh, well, how Twitch is treating them, not YouTube. YouTube loves VTubers, but Twitch has been banning things on weird grounds like showing your shoulders, showing your hips. And I get that, yes, this is a family friendly website, I suppose. There are other streamers who find even worse workarounds. So that's something. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We're at row 16 now. We are a little over half. I think we're about to wrap this up. Huh. I barely finish any projects on stream. What do you know? Da, da, da. I still have some Japanese yarn from Yuzuyawa, and my only complaint is that they're 100% acrylic, and it's not the yarn's fault. Oh no, is it? Should I restart my thing? Let's see, open widget. Let's see if the widget has anything to say. Poor. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth such as... well, the widget isn't really doing nothing. Thank you. I do love being kind of productive. But yeah, in general, yarn is something you have to be comfortable holding. And I actually can't handle 100% acrylic because it's very rough, but also 100% cotton wicks moisture away from my hands, making them crack up weird. So that's also something you need to keep in mind when you're working with either crochet, knitting, or other yarn works. You have to be aware of how certain yarns interact with your hands, especially if you work with them long term. Not the self slander. Self slander is a mainstay of our generation. The self depreciating jokes, they're great, man. 100%. I am Yes, laugh at yourself. This world is literally too short and doomed to take yourself too seriously. Man. What? You don't wanna? Ah. Well, if you don't want a mani pedi, I can't force you. But at the same time, can't you? Oh, I don't know. Like, eh, mani pedis. I mean, I also am not a fan of people holding my hands, but you gotta get them done because look at these nails. They are long. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, self-depreciating jokes are like the lifeblood of of everyone in our generation. Life is too short to take yourself too seriously. The heaven knows I don't take myself too seriously. But I would wanna like don't take yourself too seriously, but also don't withhold anything you feel you might need for yourself. I didn't cook this time prior to streaming, so I have nothing waiting for me at the end of the stream. But oh boy, clip what on top of my monitor? What are you talking about? Should I clip my yarn on top of my monitor? That's not a good idea. Your chats are not showing up in the thing. I am kind of upset about that. I put a lot of time into that. Uh, well, it keeps us humble. Exactly. Be realistic, but also be humble. Or be humble and be realistic. This is the 16th row, I think. So we are well on our way to at least hitting 20 rows. And then I can do the last 10 off stream, but we'll see. I'm in no hurry to stop the stream. I'm kind of waiting for the stream to stop on me. Like, I'm just waiting for OBS to finally, like, croak and, like, kill me. But lesson learned, right before the stream, I need to restart the computer for any built up cache or other problems because it seems to be a common problem. This laptop isn't particularly old, but it is a 2022 model, so it's theoretically around 3 years old, and that's fine, I suppose. But I can't wait to make a fully fledged PC though. I would like give that maybe like 3 terabytes of memory and maybe like 32 gigabytes of RAM because I'm a content creator now and I lost a stitch. There you go. So like I'm a content creator now. You gotta think about these things. I bought this laptop with the mindset that I would just play video games. I didn't think I'd be streaming. And then bam, a model pops onto my lap and I'm like, okay, I suppose. Okay, but also this is a good time to stream because even if people are just passing by, there is some foot traffic. So noted. My streams might be around 9 p.m. ish this time, and people are back from work and school and just winding down. So that's something to think about too. I can't do it too late because I think something is eating up the bandwidth at night. That's also why the internet times are pretty dismal at night, supposedly when everyone's asleep. That's a little weird. Yeah, PC is better, but I come from a laptop family. All of my folks use laptops, but to be honest, all of them use Mac. I think it's just me and Coyote Dad who use Windows, and even then, he only uses Windows for work. When he's at home, he uses a Mac. So that's a little weird considering when it comes to computer problems, I can't consult anyone. Well, I'm usually the one being consulted because I'm the tech guy in my family. Like, Koyate is one of those people who's techie, but only for Apple products. So I guess that's a form of techie. Whereas Koyoto isn't very interested in electronics. So she only uses whatever is most popular at the house, which is the Mac. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be streaming anytime soon. Well, no, I really did want to stream, but I didn't. I wasn't at that stage yet when I was picking my laptop. Had I known that I would be using this for content creation as well, I would have gotten better memory and better RAM just so it can free up some more application brain space. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're here now, and I'll have to model my home PC after my needs, which is in this case streaming needs. Get out of there. Okay, so I accidentally split yarn, or I did this where I cut right through the middle. It's not the best, but it's also a very fixable problem. And it doesn't actually show even if the yarn splits because you're knotting each individual, like what, inch or so. So they're not actually just going to stand there with like the breaks present in them. Finn from Adventure Time. Dude, I love Adventure Time. Though, admittedly, I prefer Jake over Finn, only because Jake seems to have his life together, and he's a dad. Granted, not a very good one. Like that episode with um the hot dog one, Kim Kill Soon or something, and he evicted his folks from the he evicted Finn and Jake from the treehouse, and the whole point of that episode was to show that Jake was technically an absentee father who got off easy because his kids age super, super fast. So, I mean, that's something. And I felt another hard strand, but that's not going to be my problem. Like, Adventure Time tackled some very real things like abandonment, heartbreak, bad parents. Like Martin, I forget Mertens. There you go. Oh no, another break. Ah, see that? Oh, we're gonna be we're gonna be trying to fix that later. So I'll have to untie it and then set it in such a way that it's not a problem. But don't worry. We can do that. We can do that much. There's a lot of broken threads in this yarn. I'm starting to get worried. Did I get a bad cake? There are bad cakes that are just all of the yarn, all of the failing yarn scraps being tied together. It's not a bad thing per se, but if you're making this for someone else, the mistakes are gonna pile on and it does not look good. Wait, how much are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. Okay. Oh, Bluey. That I have not watched. But I do hear that they also hit on some sensitive topics. Like, I think there's an auntie for Bluey Like they have an auntie who can't have her own kids, so they tackle that issue, and that's, well, it's not exactly taboo the same way, like bad parenting on TV is kind of taboo, but it's a very surprising thing to tackle, especially when kids are learning about, you know, all of the stuff around them. Dun, 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 dun. Oh boy, we're gonna have to fix that other break in the yarn. I just hope it doesn't come near the end because those are really hard and obnoxious to keep. One, two, three, four. All right. But I do have like a few family friends whose kids love Bluey. Like they really love Bluey. And it's cute. And they develop something of a weird Australian accent because of it. Like, that whole not problem, but it was a whole thing with Peppa Pig where people were like, don't let your kids watch Peppa Pig. It's how the Brits get you to start talking in their English. And you're like, of all the conspiracy theories you chose, it had to be the one about the animated pig. It's not it's not weird, but you couldn't have picked something else. Uh-oh. The break is here. And the problem is, if you see that, it splits weird. That means this thing is readily inside the project, meaning I can't, unless I cut it, I'm not going to get rid of it. There, it's splitting the yarn. You see that? Like, it's whole, and then you pull on it, and you see a little gap, and it does this. It's splitting the yarn. So it's something deeply entrenched. Okay, nice. I was able to hide it inside because I don't feel like doing that again. Okay, cool. It doesn't even look like it's in here. And if anyone asks, it's the yarn's fault. Yeah. I don't know. Bluey's real in a different way. Like it doesn't shy away from things the same way other shows do, but it keeps it very low stakes. Like, yes, your auntie can't have her own kids, but she's not going through surgery to change that. She just spends a lot of time with Bluey and her sibling. Wait, wait, uh, wait. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Um, who's Bluey? The older sister or the younger brother? Because I don't watch that show. I think Bluey's the older sister. I think maybe is she? Who knows? But yeah, that aunt who can't have her own pups spends a lot of time with them because she really does want to have pups, and it's really heartbreaking to see that. Like you see all these teenagers with their own kids, and then you see people like Auntie who can't have her own kids and really wants to have her own kids, and she's prepared. Ugh, it is. It's very slightly. It's actually very heartbreaking. Hey, no, I'm not blaming the yarn. I'm just saying I don't want to accommodate it right now. Don't judge me. That, and it's gonna be a coin purse anyway, so the blemishes being inside aren't such a big deal. But when we get to the row above this, we'll basically be able to fasten all of the yarn together. So even if it does have a blemish, it'll be held together by all the other stitches. That's the thing about crochet. The strength of one stitch affects the entire row. and that's good. Dun, 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 dun. This yarn is like this BGM is like putting me to sleep. I hope Twitch fixes up soon, or I hope just restarting it'll be enough to like review my cache and make sure it doesn't happen again. Because I thought this would only happen with like really heavy games, because I had to do that for Helldivers 2. But I never had to do it for a crochet stream. So imagine my surprise, you know? One, two, three, four. But like, oh my god, yarn. It is like my favorite medium to work with. It's the only medium I can work with. But I don't know. There's something markedly different about that. Like it doesn't. It's not just a magic. I mean, I'm not knocking on drawing and writing because those are very hard disciplines. But it's a little different when the material just comes out of your pencil or pen. Like like for yarn, you have to see how thick it is, and then you have to plan ahead and make sure that the yarn you're using is usable in a certain stitch or a certain project you want to do. I actually have like no, no, no. I'm not gaslighting. I don't do that. No, I would never. I'm a saint. But yeah, oh god, the yarn is like it has a mind of its own. If it doesn't want to listen, then you can't make it listen. Sometimes yarn is just so difficult to work with, but another that it just looks so nice and uniform. This is like the new cans of Coke. These things are huge. Is she sure she wants it to be this wide? Well, no take backs. If she wants another one, she'll just have to like commission a new one. Wait a minute, she's not even paying for this. Oh my god. I actually have so much yarn that I'm not using, and I probably should get back to using them. I could crochet myself an overlay, but I don't want to. Okay, fine, fine. I will give it a shot when I have light blue yarn again. I'll crochet the overlay in the back so it has a nice textured background. I will. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Maybe I should just, I don't know, scan it or something so it's as flat as possible, or just take a really flat picture of it. The thing with yarn projects is you gotta put it in the washing machine. Yeah, gotta put it in the washing machine right after, because all of this knotting adds kinetic energy to the yarn, and it makes it very tense. Like it could snap and slap you in the face. So you need to put it in a wash cycle. So you need to put it in a wash cycle so that it relaxes, and if it unfurls, it just falls apart. Why, thank you. It is pretty clean, isn't it? I'll do one more count again because I feel like that one fluff in the middle kind of well, didn't ruin it exactly, but it made me a little paranoid that I might be missing something. Actually, let's count now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. There you go. So this is 40. Yes, I'm so sorry, Kane. I've been trying to reply, but I got I put you on my overlay, but since Twitch was acting up really weird. Your chats aren't showing up on the overlay. That's a little annoying, but I'll fix it. I'll fix it after this. After this, I will 100% fix it. Life is giving me cut up yarn, is what it's doing. Twitch has been dead. No. Yeah, a lot of um the overlay that I had for Twitch is not working, and that's a little frustrating. But we roll with the punches in this channel, in this guy, for this dude. uh, I'm so happy I was able to fix that overlay before I started streaming today. It looks a little cleaner, no, showing the disparity, showing the differentiation between the game and my model. Like, granted, there's a little more to load, but it, it looks pretty okay. Oh, I said something and some spittle flew. That's disgusting. Okay, I hope it doesn't hit my laptop. The thing about my laptop too is it has that weird soft touch texture on it. So, have you guys ever touched a controller while it was like like a PS3 controller where the rubber reversion comes back and it becomes sticky and gross? Yeah, my laptop has that finish, and it's very frustrating because I don't want it to have that finish. But I bought it last minute and there were no other good options. Ooh, thanks, Kane. I really appreciate that. We'll do that. We'll fix the overlays and everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I don't know what row we are at now. I really hope we're at least at 20 because, whoa, 1, 2, 3, 4. If not, oh boy, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, we're at 20. We're 2/3 the way there. We just have to do 10 more rows and we're done. This is basically what the shape is going to be. It looks like a pencil case, to be honest. But the person who commissioned it wanted it for coins. So I will be giving her just that, a coin case. Oh, come on. There you go. I have not looked at the cake since I started this project. I hope I did not get too much of it. I like this yarn. This color is very nice. It's purple. Purple is the darker one. Violet is the lighter one, like bordering on lavender. 10 more rows. But you guys basically see the finished product. It's just this big boy, this thick boy. Thick boy. Wait, feel ick. Feel ick from where? My thing. Okay, wait, give me a second. Give me a second. There you go. But yeah, we are at row 21. All right, cool. We are at the home stretch. Just 9 more rows and we're done with this. This is a huge coin case, I must say. Did they really want such a big coin case? Well, who am I to disagree? Let's see. Ooh, I love when the yarn looks like this. Like, look at that. So pristine. Okay, putting back to the yarn drawer you go. Okay, don't mind me. Just pulling out some yarn. Yarn, yarn, yarn. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yarn. Me and Koyoto actually order yarn. Well, when we both stay at my parents' place, we order yarn together, and then we get so excited when it arrives, and then we're like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yarn. I do love yarn. Koyoto prefer. This is actually Koyoto's favorite um, yarn size, number 4 medium, because she is significantly smaller than me. So these are like the perfect. This is the perfect yarn width for her, whereas I like them a little chunkier. You know, the actual chunky yarn. And the catch with chunky yarn is it's bigger, but also if you make pouches with it, it's kind of there's less space inside only because the thicker yarn just straight up takes up more space. Oh, lol. Yeah, I'm really annoyed at that, to be honest. Like, why would you put that kind of texture on an electronic? You're basically, this is like planned obsolescence on steroids. That's why I try to keep this laptop as clean and pristine as possible so that layer doesn't come off and starts disagreeing with me. Actually, in the time I've owned it, I think I've never typed directly on its own keyboard. It's always been an external keyboard. I try to keep it as pristine as possible because I don't want to deal with the sticky feeling when it gets old. Ah, 21, 21. We're at 21 stitches. The problem is she wanted 30. And 30 isn't the problem. The problem is if she wants to use it for that very specific purpose of holding loose change, this is going to be a little too deep. But she did say that she really wanted it a certain way, so I guess she knows her schematic. She knows the dimensions she wants. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Oh boy, row 22. I know Eggy borrowed some knitting needles from Kyoto recently. I wonder if she's getting into her knitting phase. Because if she is, oh god, I'm gonna offload some yarn on her. uh, that is so much yarn. I have so much yarn. I have like 3 boxes of the stuff. I just can't help it. And for sure, even if I have all the yarn in the world right now, I'm still gonna go to Yuzuyawa in Japan when I can, because even if their yarn is harder to read, their hooks are like the best in the world, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Like, I can't quantify by how much, but there has been a negligible drop in like splitting yarn, dropping stitches since I started using clover hooks. And clover hooks are available here in the Philippines, but I wanted a Japanese pair for the lone reason that it was cheaper. Okay, I might. This is the end goal right here, and you guys kind of know what it looks like by now, so that's something. It's pretty decent, actually. So, um, I won't exactly be leaving things to the imagination. Like, for sure you guys will be able to imagine what this looks like cinched up and closed down. So even if I don't finish this on stream right now, you guys didn't really miss anything. Why is my encoding so bad on Twitch? I don't understand. Oh boy, my back hurts. I am usually used to like leaning back on a sofa while I do this, so there's no weight on my core body. But when I do this, I have to make sure my hands are outstretched. So it's either I look like a shrimp where my back's the letter C and I'm stretching my arms forward, or I don't lean at all and I straight back, good posture. The problem is that hurts my low back because it's being engaged the whole time, even if you don't need to engage it. All so that I can keep my project directly under line of sight for you guys. It's not your fault. It's my fault. I am unfit by every stretch of the word. Yep. Yeah. 3 boxes of yarn. That's a lot of yarn. And mind you, storing yarn isn't just, hey, put it in a case. You got to make sure that there's either silica gel in there so that it absorbs the moisture, or you're using wooden cases. Because if not, your yarn is going to absorb moisture and theoretically it's going to mold. And that's disgusting. We don't want mold on anything. That's not healthy. Okay, I think after we finish this row, I'll call that stream for the day, and I'll finish the rest of it on my sofa. It's just I don't have anything to eat. I'll make pancit canton. Fuck it. I am really hungry and I only had like 2 bowls of soup. Only because I literally have nothing else in my closet. I have kimchi. Kimchi. That's an idea. Sunbod kimchi jjigae. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right, this is like 22 rows. We are just 8 short before it's the end of the project. So yeah, okay. There it is, the last stitch. Okay, cool. We're gonna move to the talking room because my back hurts. Oh, I am getting old. My back is getting a little sore. My hands are so yellow. Okay, give me a hot second. Then, where's BGM? Okay, BGM's still playing. Okay, cool. Ah, that was a long stream. That was like 2.5 hours. That's not bad. Granted, I only have 8 more rows to do, but you guys already know what it's gonna look like. So it's not like me not finishing means you won't have any idea what the finished product's gonna look like. It looks decent. And like what Ramen Catbot said, it's clean as heck. And I'm very thankful for that. Like, yes, thank you. I do try very hard to keep it as professional and as clean as I can. Ugh. But yeah, that was... No, Maru ditched me. Well, she ditched all of us now. But yeah, that was a fun stream. We were able to finish quite a lot of that, quite a lot of the project. We completed like more than 2/3 of it at this point. I just have to do the last 8 today and we'll be pretty good. But yeah, I think this is a sign that I need to fix my setup here so that I can maximize my crochet time, because in order for it to be completely over the camera, it needs to be a certain way. And I can't exactly swing forward the camera because I use an iPhone and the cord is not long enough for it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll think of a wireless option to help me out with it. But yeah, so far the hand cam kinda does what it needs to do. So that's good. Um, we are able to see and feel how the hand cam would play up long term, because holy moly, it's really nice, but my back, it is not kind at all in the slightest. So this is just a health thing for me because I'm so out of shape. But I'll try to get fit. I'll try to fix the hand cam, and I'll try to angle it in such a way that I can crochet for longer stints of time, because I can actually crochet for hours on end. But I don't know, for some reason, when I'm not leaning on anything, it takes a lot of my focus away from the work, and it puts emphasis on my low back. And that's, well, it's not great, but